I don't know that any final decisions have been made about this yet, but it seems like Garrett Wilson, for one in particular, is not going to play in the Rose Bowl. And I had a couple of people tell me that he's not been seen at practice. And then two other guys who are possibly in this same boat, the defensive tackle Haskell Garrett, which would be a tremendous blow if he doesn't play, and Nicholas Petit-Frere, the left tackle. He may not play either. So take those two out. Now, there is good news. Chris Olave seems like he's been practicing and will play. Again, none of this is official from Ryan Day or any of these players, so please keep a little grain of salt with that as we talk about it. But that's what it appears right now, what the situation might be in terms of guys in and out that we know of as of right now. And we'll probably get a better idea early next week, Monday, Tuesday, after we have a chance to talk to guys once we get out to California and talk to some assistant coaches as well, we presume. And even Ryan Day at the media day, it'll probably finally be determined who's in and who's out for the game. But to not have Garrett Wilson on offense, that's a tremendous blow. Obviously, he's one of the three musketeers there at wide receiver. Or Kev, can we call them the fun bunch?
Oh, no.
As your friend Clay Hall tried to once call, what was it, Anthony Gonzalez, Ted Ginn, and somebody else.
Santonio
Holmes. Can we call them the fun bunch?
Well, I got a connection for you. The fun bunch won a Super Bowl at the Rose Bowl.
There you go. Sure. So
Redskins, Dolphins.
Yeah, Redskins, Dolphins. What was that, like 82, 83?
83 Super Bowl. Yeah, 82 season. Yep.
Yeah. It'd be nice to have those kind of players on this team, but it looks like Garrett Wilson, one of those guys, not going to be there. It doesn't seem like him for sure, it sounds like. So, again, not official until they say it's official, but seems pretty official.
Well, Steve, you gave us a few guys. Tony is between Tony and Kevin. Do you guys think anyone else is kind of questionable? Anybody we should be considering?
Well, I'll just say the stuff that Steve is hearing is also what we've been hearing, and that in terms of anybody else not playing, this has been a season where week to week players didn't play. So I would expect that to continue in terms of injuries or anything like that. But opt-outs, I'm with Steve. Those are some of the same names I'm hearing, or the exact same names I'm hearing. And I think you go back to, I think Ohio State has had one opt-out ever. That was Denzel Ward. And he opted out on December 29th. So that's when he made his opt-out public. So I know a lot of people are like, what are they going to talk? What are they going to say they're not going to play? Like, Denzel Ward traveled out to the Cotton Bowl that year and looked like he was going to play. And then finally, the last minute, he didn't. I wouldn't expect the guys who aren't going to play to travel out to the Rose Bowl when they take off on the 26th or when they're supposed to show up from their various homes. But, you know, any other players, I don't want to speculate on injuries or anything like that. And it's interesting to me that things have been so quiet in terms of the opt-outs yet, because players know, coaches know, and this feels to me more like more of Ryan Day not wanting to give Utah any more information than they already have. However, like the agents all speak, the network of agents all speak, and the NFL all speaks. So like they kind of have an idea of who is and isn't playing, and it's hard to keep that a secret from other programs.
Anything on this, Kevin?
No, I think everything's kind of been covered well there. I mean, the names that Steve mentioned and Tony said that he's heard, I've heard as well. And, you know, just kind of see from there. But, you know, I think a lot of people are like, well, this is why, you know, why don't they put this out here now? But it's gamesmanship for sure. I mean, I think there's some guys who are probably still struggling a little bit with it. Their heart is telling them one thing, their brain and their agent is telling them something else, and you kind of go from there. The good news is that all the practice leading up to players being dismissed to go home for a couple of days prior to the holidays, you know, maybe there's some install in there, but not a ton of it. So people are like, well, you know, they're taking these valuable reps away from the younger guys. Well, bowl games anyway, the bowl practices were always built for younger guys to get some more opportunity to run what the team does instead of scout team. So I don't really see a situation of where delayed decisions or at least delayed announcements are hurting the team.
Yeah, even minus Denzel Ward, from what I remember, USC mounted all of a like 15 or 20-yard touchdown drive, and that was it for them in that game. Sounds like, Steve, you need to be giving some of these players an illustrious breakdown of Ohio State's place in Rose Bowl history. They just don't understand.
No, you're muted, Steve.
Sorry, my phone was ringing, so I wanted to mute it. But yeah, I mean, you think about it, OSU legends, many of them born at the Rose Bowl. Talk about Archie Griffin and Joe Germain and T. Peasy, his great game against Oregon, and so on and so forth. Dwayne Haskins had a big game there 3 years ago. And I don't know. I look at it and, 20 years ago, this wouldn't have been a thought that people would skip this game. But obviously, times change, and unless it's a playoff game, then it really is not as important per se as maybe the playoff games. And that's unfortunate in this era for the end users, the fans, the people who pay money to travel to these games. I think you're going to see less and less people so inclined to do that, because if the players don't care, why should the fans care? So I think that, on that day, they'll tune in to see what happens somewhat casually and, go on about the rest of their day. But I don't know. It just it's unfortunate the way that this is a byproduct. And I guess they're, with each guy that opts out of one of these other bowl games, they're bringing me along to a 8 or 16 team tournament that just abolishes this foolishness.
Nobody opts out of the playoffs.
Nobody has yet. And the other thing is, you think about the Fiesta Bowl, the two guys that you wanted to see, Fiesta Bowl, the Peach Bowl, the two guys you wanted to see were Kenny Pickett and Kenneth Walker, and both of them aren't going to play, it doesn't sound like. So, I mean, what's the point of Pittsburgh playing Michigan State without those two guys? So, I don't know.
I was really looking forward to scouting Pitt's backup quarterback situation.
Yeah, it's too bad Keaton Slovis can't play in the game. So there you go.
There you go. And who knows, Steve, you made a gesture when the playoffs were brought up. Who knows? We could see an Alabama player in a few years be like, you know what? I've played in 3 of these. It's going to be 2 games additional. I don't need it. We shall see.